This song's okay. A speech impediment? What kind of speech impediment? Like, do you have are you tongue-tied, or? Aww! See, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I guess that might alter your dialect a little. Aww. See, one of my exes was tongue-tied. That little I just tried to touch it to show you. The little thing under your tongue that like connects it to the bottom of your mouth. For tongue-tied people, you know, that's farther up towards the front of the tongue, so he couldn't stick his tongue out. Yes, that was definitely interesting for intimate times. But he would have a lisp a lot because he can't stick his tongue out to make an S as well. So he would have a lisp, and because of his anxiety disorder, if someone made fun of it or anything, he would start to stutter. And there's nothing more difficult to understand than a stuttered lisp. Like, it was so, I felt so bad. Everybody always teased him about it, and I would sometimes, but I thought it was adorable. No, with the rain. Oh my god, really? Yeah. I don't know, I mean, he was kind of odd to begin with, though. I mean, he used to think he was an angel, and then like a dark angel, and then he used to think he was a vampire, and then he used to think he was like Edward Cullen from Twilight, and he would tell stories of how he flies in the middle of the night through all these places, and how he has this car and he spends his time downtown, like all this stuff. And I don't know, it was yeah. He was a sweetheart though. He was really romantic. Like the very first day that we were even dating, he came to my house with a bouquet of roses. And he had walked 15 miles to my house because he didn't have the money for the bus because he bought the flowers. And at first I thought it was really romantic, but like, I don't know. It was moderately romantic. I mean, it was kind of much for like the first day, like within hours of us dating, you know. It was kind of awkward, but plus it was like right with all of my family was like right there, like right in the kid, like oh my god. And I was like, are you serious right now? I ended up breaking up with him because it was just too much. He was, every time he saw me or we hung out or whatever, he had gifts and presents, and he wanted to buy me things, and he wanted to give things to me, and I like romance, that's awesome, but every single time, like it was just, it was too much. It was a little much. It really was a bit over the top. I mean, I'm sorry I'm not streaming much, by the way. I have to wait for things to happen. No, it was, I mean, okay, well, my ex before him was my first boyfriend. And I was head over heels for him. He was basically a male me. Not even kidding. He was awesome. But he was very standoffish, kind of. Like, he had romantic things about him, and he was a romantic at heart, but he wasn't as profuse about it as my second boyfriend. And I kind of liked that. Like, I liked that it wasn't all the time. But because we were so much alike, we clashed. It was one of those, like, fight fire with fire kind of things. What about Em, though? Any boyfriend stories we can hear? No. Hey, going! Well, what else are two girls supposed to talk about by themselves? How are you going? Don't argue, Kobu. What? What? Right. Ow! Ow! Kobu! No, I'm not holding you. Sorry, guys. One of my cats was trying to jump up. You're not counting him? I had one like that. Kind of. She had to yell at him to make him. What was he doing? That sounds awful. That sounds so awful. Right, going? I can't picture her yelling. Well, I mean, I can kind of picture her yelling at someone. Oh my god! Are you serious? Oh my god. That is awful. See, my first ex, we tried to date a second time, but I think it lasted a month and a half, and going, no, I could not. I could hear, well, kind of. At first I couldn't hear anything, but then I heard some background noises, so I assume you just weren't talking at the time. You weren't very loud, though. Yeah, right, Em? Keeping in mind your age. Seriously, I think you can his ass too. No, my first boyfriend is dating my former best friend. And they have been for a few years now, but that was kind of my fault. After he and I broke up the second time, after about a month of dating, he was in a really, really bad place. And I knew he thought my best friend was cute. So, I mean, she was a lot like me, so... I probably know him? Now I'm scared. I don't know if you should tell me. I might hurt somebody. But after we broke up, he was in a bad place mentally, so I had him... I told her that whatever question he asked her to say yes. And then I told him to ask her out. And they were both kind of iffy about it, but so I was like, look guys, it's not going to work between us, you guys might as well try it. So they tried. A month into their relationship, he ended up cheating on her with me. Which is definitely not my proudest moment. But he was suicidal at the time, and I told him to come to my house so that I could keep an eye on him, because she wasn't home. And I didn't want anything to happen to him. So I'd intended on him crashing on the couch, and then in the morning I would walk with him to her house. Well, he decided it was better to sleep in the bed with me. Right, Em? Seriously. Now I ended up, because I feel the same way, like, about my best friends, I went and told her the next day what had happened. I was like, look, I will step out of the picture, you know. And so I did, and then he came back a couple years later. They're still dating. He came to me because he was, again, in a bad place emotionally, and we started talking, not like flirting, just talking, and she got totally upset and like went on his account, like was blocking things and like was deleting me and was reading messages and stuff like that, and we both were like, you know what, if she's that insecure, let's just not talk. But seriously, at your age, that is, right? At your age, that's not even close to appropriate. Like, I didn't even have a boyfriend, let alone have sex until I was 17, so. I know I said it before, I hate this lag between chat and the video. I really do. It sucks. It's so bad.